What?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're back for a new episode of the Semi Awesome Podcast. We have special guest DP.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Of course, it's me, hashtag Poppy. Of course, my co-host Royal.
Yes, sir. We're here.
How's everybody feeling today?
Man, good.
Just good? You good? You
I'm
all right?
good, man.
Good.
Just good. Just good.
Man, I'm feeling alive. Another day above the earth. It's another great day. Feeling good in spirit. Just trying to live my best life. Stay COVID free.
I see, man. Look like you lost some weight. Got fresh
Yeah.
cut. Got the fresh do-rag.
Do a little bit of I got a fresh cut, brother. Hey, a little bit crazy right now.
What
But I'm doing
baby
Pilates.
put you together this week?
Yo, shut the hell up. I got no baby mamas, brother. Come on now. No,
you look different. Look like you glowing.
I'm getting back exercising, getting back in the routine.
Look like you glowing, bro. I ain't gonna.
It's that water, bro. It's that water. Drinking a lot of water right now.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's water, huh?
Yeah, it's water, bro.
It's water, huh?
It's water. Ain't nothing else.
Uh-huh.
Ain't no nectar over here. It's just straight water,
Look like you've been freshly vaccinated.
Oh no.
Oh man.
We'll get to that a little bit later about some of the shit with that, but no. How you better live?
And man, I was just trying to make it through the days. You know what I'm saying? Taking one day at a time. I'm blessed, highly favored, all that good stuff. And, I'm just excited, man. Glad to be back on YouTube. Glad to do this pod, bro. Let's get into it.
Yes.
Oh, well, first of all, we want to just give us a DP, man. DP, met this man back in Coppin State University.
Yeah, sure.
African American studies. This man is definitely conscious. He's definitely a very influential man, a great man, a father, educator. All these great things. I don't want to, toot his horn too much. Pause. Just want to, tell you who this guy is. No further ado, he can introduce himself.
Damien Poole, DP. I'm an educator in the city of Baltimore. I teach high school social studies. I'm a father. I do a whole bunch of community work, and I'm just glad to be on the pod.
Man, thank you, DP. The reason why I chose you, man, because you are one of the conscious people I know, and you're just one of the voices that people always need, in any type of community. I just want to get your thoughts on how has your whole experience been throughout this entire pandemic, especially in your teaching field as well.
My experience during the pandemic has been both traumatic and enlightening. The trauma comes in with, of course, being held captive in my apartment and actually contracting COVID and experiencing this virus, this illness that's traveling through our planet, man. I was down for about 2 weeks, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I had went out hiking. I came home. I went to go do my little yoga stretches. I got in the shower. I had my little shake, and my body just started shutting down. And I woke up the next morning. Well, no, I didn't wake up the next morning, and it happened. I woke up. I went to bed around 9. I woke up at 4 in the morning. Chills, whole body hurting, covered in sweat. My bed was soaked with sweat.
Damn.
And that happened maybe about 4 or 5 nights in a row. And then I had a family member come by and drop some groceries off and kind of, help tidy up my place and all that. Cause I literally was, bedridden, couldn't get up, couldn't do anything. The only time I was getting up was to go use the bathroom. And I was drinking water, tried to eat, couldn't taste it, tried to, get, my vitamins and all of that. And it just was, coming right out of me. Then I got my hands on this tea called Moringa Tea. and it helps with like inflammation. So I drank that for a couple of days, and that kind of helped me be able to start getting up out of the bed and start, um, actually like my quality of life started to improve. And then maybe a week after that, I got my taste and my smell back. But it was definitely very traumatic. Like I felt like I was dying. Because when you're experiencing this thing of because it's a respiratory virus, I have asthma. My breathing is off. I'm like,
dang, so you pretty much met every
you was a high risk
qualification
for
for
it.
it.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I laid across my couch and I was like, yo, am I gonna die in here? And the scariest part was not being able to, like, I was too weak to call people. I was too weak to like even like do anything to keep my spirits up. And so I had people, I had a cousin who came and she just, she knocked on the door and she talked to me from the other side of my door. And I was just in tears, like, damn, like this could really be it. But luckily enough, I was able to recover and I'm good, man. Like, I'm just happy that
Blessed, man.
things are looking up, man. I'm gonna be teaching high school this coming school year, so another new exciting adventure.
Nice.
That's all you can ask for, man.
We're glad you're still here with us. We're glad you survived
bro.
this the traumatic episode. Hopefully you're doing regular checkups because we don't have any long-term data on what the after effects are for people with COVID. We know that some people get brain fog, some people have severe respiratory issues.
Brain fog?
Yes.
Listen, man. I'm talking about I'll be in the middle of typing a paper, a document, or anything, and literally it'll just be like, and then I'll find myself like looking for the thought, like, yo, where was I at? What was I intending to do? And then when I get to it, I'm like, damn, like it'll be a good 30, 40 seconds in between what I was intending to do. And so that's probably the biggest thing for me. Is like, the mental
cognitive,
yeah. Yo, it's like
skills going away.
It's just like, damn, bro. Like, I'm about to be 32. Like, so it's like, yo, I'm constantly working out. Trying to better my physical health, but still the brain fog is like a thing. And I know a bunch of other people who have experienced the same thing, where it's like you'll be in the middle of just doing something, running an errand. You'll be driving behind the wheel, running an errand. You'll be at the red light, and you'll be like, yo, what's I supposed to be doing? And you'll drive for a little bit, like, oh, yo, I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going to go pick up my kids. So it's a real thing, man. And I just hope that people are kind of paying attention to their bodies and really trying to, do whatever it takes to make sure that they are sustained.
Yes, yes.
And how's your recovery going for, how's your day-to-day recovery from it? Or is it still something that you deal with?
Day-to-day recovery is good. I mean, like I'm still, working out, eating right, drinking a lot of water, doing all of that. So the day-to-day recovery has been superb as far as my physical health goes. But the mental and kind of social and emotional things are things that, people are still experiencing today, right? Like, some people are still locked up in their crib.
Yep.
I mean, some people are still like, from someone like myself who's like fully vaccinated, like, I'm still, although I'm fully vaccinated in the CDC, it's like, oh, yo, like, you don't have to wear your mask. Yeah, the hell, all right.
No, you do, because you aren't. You're safe against the regular version of COVID. You aren't against the Lambda or the Delta variant, which is spread across the country right now. So you can still catch COVID again.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, yo, I'm gonna wear a mask. I'm gonna carry my hand sanitizer in my bag. Like, I mean, I'm still dapping people up with the elbows. Like,
yes, sir.
Because even Chris Paul still positive for COVID, and he's vaccinated. That's why he missed a couple of games.
Man, It's a serious situation. It's a serious situation.
Still a very scary situation, but
yes, it is.
I'm just glad that things are kind of moving and shifting, and the work is being done to at least figure out a way to alleviate a lot of the stresses that people are experiencing.
Yes.
And
So how? No, go ahead, Larry.
Oh, in the midst of going through COVID, did you ever thought about like, as far as like, let's say the worst happened, and you in your life was taken from COVID, did that ever cross your mind as far as like planning anything, if that would have happened?
I got a will, I got insurance, everybody in my family got insurance on me, so if something happened to me, everybody getting paid.
Yeah, I'm sorry that it took that for people to get like that, but everyone should have a will. Everyone should have life insurance.
Especially in a city like Baltimore, bro. Like anything can happen.
Yep.
Anything
can happen. So it's like, mom's got an insurance policy. My children's mother's got an insurance policy. All my mom and my children are my beneficiaries on my life insurance policy with my city job. Like, if I go, everybody hitting the lick, and we starting this. I mean, because at the end of the day, I'm living my life not solely for myself, but to create opportunities for the people that are in my life. So whatever happens to me, I want to make sure that everybody is good.
100%. Go ahead, bro.
Now I want to ask you, with everything that went on, I'm glad this is about COVID and everything, but how has this affected your day-to-day work on your job and the protocols that they have?
So right now I'm working at a summer camp, and we are in person. They limit the amount of kids. They limit the amount of kids that we can have, of course, but we are in person.
Oh wow!
We got to wear our mask, and the kids have to wear their mask at all times. We do socially distance. We haven't had a case yet. A lot of our kids are already vaccinated. The staff members are fully vaccinated. So, it's one of those things where, similarly to the flu, like, eventually we're going to get to a point where we're going to have to live with COVID.
Yeah, we will.
And we're going to have to just live a very precautionary lifestyle where we're putting health and safety first. And some people are not prioritizing that, right? We see a whole bunch of videos going viral of people coughing in people's faces and doing all that other ways.
You do that. You don't want to live no more. You do that to me. You want to die. That's the day you want to die right there.
So, it's like, I'm still gonna do what I got to do.
Yeah.
But eventually, we're just gonna, like, life has to go on. Like, we have to live. We have to go out and be productive and do. Like, as human beings, we aren't meant to be subjected to fluorescent light. And like I could just imagine, I live in an apartment complex in downtown Baltimore, right? Where all of it's very upscale, kind of like with the industrial look and the lights and blah, blah, blah. It ain't, I said, I want the apartment with the biggest windows that give me the most light. For the most part, I try not to even turn my AC on. Like, I don't even like air conditioner. I love natural air. I love because at the end of the day, we as human beings, especially as people of African descent and people of color, we need that vitamin D, that melanin, that energy. We need that refilled and recharged. So I got to get that however I can get it,
That's your son. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. Y'all ready to get into these topics?
Yes, sir. Let's get into these topics.
All right, let's get into these topics. Okay. First thing first. Y'all, let's highlight some Black excellence real quick.
Let's go.
All right, we got the Spelling Bee champ. There's also a future WNBA star. The young lady was awarded at the ESPYs. If you watched that this past weekend, she was the talk of Twitter and the rest of the internet. It was a gracious win. amazing talent, and she's talking to town right now.
Zalia Avant-Garde.
Yes.
Telling you. I watched a whole bunch of clips of her playing basketball.
She fire.
She nice?
She nice.
Bro, she got oh my goodness.
She
got handled. Like, she's actually in a commercial with Steph Curry. An Under Armour commercial, I think.
I mean, she's no T. Cooper.
Yo, she is like,
Yeah.
she got 2 Guinness World Records for dribbling and juggling. Like,
I saw that. I saw the video of her doing that.
Oh,
I saw that.
Yeah,
Yo, I was like, yo, she fine. I'm like, this girl was doing things. Mind you, she said spelling bee is her side. She's like, no, that's my side. I want to be a basketball player. I'm going to the WNBA. That's what I need to get money real quick.
And I watched a bunch of clips of her playing, I think, in AAU basketball. Yo, she got the crazy Euro. Like,
the girl's talented. The girl is talented.
Oh man, I'm just proud, man. And was she 13, 14 years old?
14, yeah. The girl is very talented.
Man, these young black women, man, they really showing out, these past few years, and I don't know whether it's just coincidental thing, when Kobe died and the whole mantra of the girl dad, type of scenario was going on. It's really showing that these young black women coming out here to show who they are.
Yes, sir.
They're really dominating things.
It's exciting, man. Like to see. We've begun to make a huge shift in the way that we kind of engage with Black women, in particular how we celebrate them.
Yes.
And doing it daily, man, and I love it. Like, just to see like these Black girls, these Black women get an opportunity to have their art, their intelligence, their wit, their grace, be celebrated. Like that's what we needed.
That's what we need, and that push is really going to ultimately flow into everything else, as far as job positions, more pay, and eventually, really, equality. Hopefully, one day we can get to that point,
right?
Because these Black women definitely deserve it.
Yes, sir. Oh shit, my fault. Let's keep going. Let's see. We got the U.S. gymnastics team is firing right now.
Oh.
We got the GOATiest GOAT, Simone Biles, going in. Even though they hating on her with her multiple moves, they try to ban and say no, can't do that.
Oh, it's
sick, right?
Even though she can pull it off, they like no one want the other girls breaking it. Like they try to give her low scores and say no, can't do that. No, let the GOAT be the GOAT. Let her do her moves, man.
The GOAT.
She the GOAT.
GOATiest GOAT be the GOAT, man.
You can't stop the GOAT, man. Like,
yeah.
Simone also helped one of her teammates. What's the lady, the young lady there? She helped Jordan Childs get to where she's at. Actually brought her to her gym a couple years ago when she thought about quitting, and helped her to make it to Olympic trials when she thought it was over for her.
Yeah, and then didn't Jordan wind up making it onto the team?
She made it to the team. 2 years ago, she was like, I'm quitting. She's like, I don't want to do this no more. Someone was like, come down to my gym. I got you. You talented. You just need a better work environment. And so she came into Simone's gym. She got coached up, was in a positive environment for her, and now she made it to the Olympics.
Everybody needs a helping hand, man. From any of them, you know what I'm saying? All you ever needed was a chance, is all I said.
Man,
I had to believe in you.
This is a stack. This is a stack team. This is a damn stack team.
Yeah.
Well, damn near for every U.S. team is a stack team, to be honest.
But we all know, barring injury, Simone is going to dominate the competition.
No jinx stuff.
Oh no, she go.
No, yeah, she
just talking about injury wise.
I said barring injury, she is going to demolish the competition. I'm not saying she's going to injure. I'm saying, other than her being injured, there's nobody knocking her out the competition.
I hope that we get an opportunity to talk about what happened the other day? Since we on the Olympics.
We can transition that. That's one of the topics we can transition to. We can talk about the what we're speaking on is Sha'Carri Richardson and her and the double standard we have from the Olympic Committee towards drugs from in the past and other discretions from the past Olympics to now. We're speaking about Michael Phelps, who got caught smoking a bomb. That didn't affect his performance. We're talking about grown ass Ryan Lochte saying that he was fucking robbed in Brazil. Nobody touched that man. He was stealing shit.
Made up some shit
When he was stealing some shit. They were like, "Oh, he's just a boy. He's just a boy. He was 26 years old. Call him a child." And nothing happened to him. But we're gonna disqualify this young lady for coping, even though she admitted what she did was wrong, but she was coping with the death of her mother that happened a couple of days before she performed in the Olympic trial. So I understand rules are rules, but you gotta have give a leeway for extenuating circumstances.
It's not even a performance enhancer.
It's not a performance enhancer drug, but you know it's illegal. It's
like, imagine if she didn't even take it, how much she would have blown those other contestants out of the water if she would have been sober.
But we'll never know that.
The only one, bro. I might be the only one, but I can't give you a pass, man.
Oh man!
The reason why I'm not going to give her a pass is because. And this is just how I live my life and how, I hope that we start to look at society. When you are participating in games, in jobs, in spaces and places that do not belong to people of color, you gotta play that game. You knew. She even said, "Hey, I knew."
Yes, she did.
I knew, but I didn't care.
We knew it was going to happen. She knew the consequences of her actions. She still did anyway.
So for me, it's like, all right, I need money, and I know robbing a bank is wrong, but I'm going to rob this fucking bank anyway. And when I rob the bank and they about to lock me up, have sympathy on me because I'm broke.
Or I need the money, right? So
for me, it just doesn't resonate at all. I was celebrating this black woman when she was doing her thing, and it does not diminish her ability to run or her ability to do anything. At the same time, recognizing that you are participating in the Olympic Games that is controlled by old white men who do not want to see people of color be celebrated. That's the price of tea in China, man.
But DP, you gotta look at it at the same time. You got people from all other countries that are blood doping, using steroids, what HGH and all these other foreign subjects, and they're not getting caught, but they're still competing in these World Olympics. And respectfully, the race of these people who are doping are what? They're usually white.
They're usually white. Even down to they are banning, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's some African sprinters from participating because their testosterone levels are too high. Huh?
Okay, that is a slippery slope thing because they do.
People got natural.
We had to talk about that. We're going to talk about that real quick because that's messed up because that's their natural testosterone levels.
Oh no, I'm saying they get to dictate and control the rules.
Yeah, it's messed up.
The rules are not consistent anywhere. It's how they choose to apply the rules.
You're right because we have a transgender woman that's competing in the weightlifting portion of the Olympics, and I wonder how her testosterone levels got within the limits without having a super high estrogen level. Because we know she's taking estrogen. I don't know what type of, if it's pills, if it's a shot. We know she's taking this to get her estrogen levels up or
the trans woman.
Yes.
And see, that's we don't
know what the scale is for this athlete. That's crazy.
Slope, man.
Know.
Like
we don't know. Slippery slope.
For me, and I posted this on social media. Unless all of the black people or all of the US team says, hey, we not fucking playing or we're not participating, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, we know it's not gonna happen, man.
Right. Yeah. It's not enough that all the black people won't participate. That's not enough. No. Because we know, and Liam, you know this, Mama Coco used to say, your skin folk ain't always your kinfolk.
That's true.
There will be another nigga that'll say, oh, Simone not flipping today?
Mm-hmm.
I'm flipping today.
Yes, sir.
That's true.
Yes, sir.
Like I thought, and I wasn't sure if this was one of the topics that was on the list.
Go ahead, man.
But the U.S. men's team losing to the African team,
Nigeria. Yeah.
That wasn't that a pre-Olympic scrimmage?
Yeah, it's an exhibition, but
exhibition match.
At the same time, man.
I saw that. I saw that. That was wild. I couldn't believe that shit. I'm like what the fuck going on? Like that was so right.
That shows you how far the NBA or how much the NBA has grown over the years.
Yeah. The talent level overseas.
You mean the talent level overseas has grown?
Well, but
granted, Nigeria did have 6 NBA players on the team, though.
Yeah, like how far the NBA has moved from sort of being this, Western kind of organization to now, many of the players that's on that team play in the NBA.
Yep.
The coach for the Nigerian team coached the Cavs, coached the Lakers, Mike Brown.
You gonna say that, Mike Brown?
Yeah, he's their coach. So they
what? How they get him as a coach?
I think he's of Nigerian descent.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say, hold on. Okay, that makes sense.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's the coach for the Nigerian team. He doesn't coach in the NBA.
Yeah, no. As far as
I think he was. Well, matter of fact, I don't think he coached this year.
Yeah. Nah. So it's to see and my thing is, just what was that, 2012?
Yeah.
We beat them by 84 points. we killed them.
We whipped their ass.
Man,
84 points.
The talent pool getting better overseas, man. The talent pool is getting better.
The level of action,
but that's what you want. The
playing field is getting even out, man.
You want better athletes to be able to compete, or these teams to get to. So when you do compete worldly, you don't just say, "Oh,
the US in the U.S. defense, though, we didn't have Bron, we didn't have Giannis, Kawhi, and all of our top guns out there. To be honest, if we wanted to get PPG, there was no.
They don't have a leader.
Is LeBron even competing this year?
No.
Why?
Because I got my medals. I'm straight.
I got my medals. I got Space Jam dropping this weekend. My boy will run out there. What if my boy LeBron just like, I'll suit up.
You never know. He might be like, shit, let me hop on the PJ real quick. Go over there.
He already to go. He's already to go to me.
Yeah, I got that.
Well,
I understand it. Yeah, he
go on from that one. I don't know.
He to go to me too, but yeah,
he's already to go to me, bro.
He already go to me. Yeah.
And it's not even just it's not even just the basketball stuff, bro.
So Jordan, I'll give you this. LeBron is probably like the best humanitarian athlete we've ever had.
I love Jordan, but LeBron be good value, man.
Yo, LeBron James the best all-around player I've ever seen in my life.
While we're on the Olympics,
Katie's still the greatest.
We can hop to another topic real quick where there's going to be no spectators at the Tokyo Olympics.
Of course.
Because Japan is in wave 3 of the lockdown for COVID. They're like, look, we ain't having no spectators. Nobody gonna be on. It's gonna be CCTV live broadcast. That's it.
Hey,
which I believe is the right thing to do because
absolutely
you don't want you don't want to have your population being sick and run down and overloading the healthcare system and all that. Let people stay home and watch it or watch on big gigantic screens outside or whatever if they want to while socially distancing and have it like that.
Not only that, the people competing in the Olympics, you want them to be, safe.
You want them to be safe.
Yeah, they'll be sequestered in whatever Olympic village it is, in the hotels, all that. That's all that's going to happen. But it's good that they're not going to have outside influences other than maybe the referees or somebody else watching.
More at risk.
More at risk. Yeah.
Unnecessary.
I had to do the NBA bubble all over again, man.
Oh,
that's basically what it's going to be like over there for the Olympics.
I missed the bubble,
but even more.
Oh, George doesn't miss bubble.
I miss bubble.
It's gonna be a tighter lockdown for them, and there's gonna be no lemon pepper loos. Everybody going to go to Magic City and step out. Everybody going to go get some sushi real quick for the gas station or nothing like that.
Bubble
it's gonna be a Daniel House episode. I promise you that. I promise you that.
You can sneak a shorty up in the.
Ain't no sneaking no shorties in there either. No, they gonna make sure you ain't sneaking nobody in the Olympic village.
Yo, my boy snuck one of the COVID testers up into the room, like.
He like, look, she told me she was going to do my test real quick. She come to my room, do my test real quick.
Over testing, housekeeping. Shit, they going to be on all that.
Oh, man.
All right, let's go to something else real quick. Since we want sports right now, let's go to the NCAA rule change.
Yes, sir.
We finally got the change over where athletes can market their likeness and sign autographs and stuff like that. They own their own likeness now. They have full rights to their image and everything that goes with it. Master P did last year say he had stopped a place for his son. He got his son a $2 million deal endorsement. Was one of the first people to have that, which I'm happy about. Get that bag, young man. You have a young man that's a quarterback that's in with one of the biggest like tea companies or something like that. Got some young ladies that's doing like something with a cheese or something, get the bag. Like these people are getting bags out here, and I respect all these young athletes that get into the bag and do what they supposed to do. I feel sorry for the people that graduated last year that couldn't get in on that shit. They're like, I was a college athlete last year and I couldn't do nothing. But hey, if you was popular last year, hopefully you doing something now because you missed that boat. You weren't doing. You weren't popular.
One of them athletes that like I think to myself, you ever watch the NFL draft?
Yeah.
And you see how much jewelry and like.
You know how many tattoos these niggas be doing?
The jewelry thing is that those are all advances they take on their future money right there. Like as soon as this check hit, you gotta pay that shit off.
And what I'm saying, they eating in college already. Now it's just legal.
Some of them are taking out loans or getting loans from out, like they'll get a loan from the agent or something like that to do it legally. To do it legally the NCAA way.
Them injury policies.
Yep. Willis McGahee had one of those.
Or they'll bother somebody, take out a loan or something so it don't affect them, don't affect their eligibility, but they'll get to the money. They're like, all right, as soon as I get that first thing, I'm gonna hit you off, I'm gonna do this, whatever. And that's what they gotta do to get rid of the rules that were in place. But now they can sign jerseys, they can do all this, they can do whatever they need to do to get that bag, man. Mostly this is going to affect football players, basketball players. Nobody really cares about volleyball. Baseball players are good, but unless they're like a star that's being recruited by the MLB, they're not going to do crazy well or whatever.
But I think that's the same with college football too, and college basketball. Like unless you juiced up, don't nobody care.
Oh yeah, no. The main guys are going to do crazy stuff. Like say when if the rule doesn't change by the time Bronny and them get out of high school, when they hit college, they're gonna do crazy numbers.
Could you imagine if Zion Williamson?
Oh man,
bro,
Zion?
he would have. Bro, he would have did crazy. He would have had the bag.
He would have stayed 4 years in college. Bro, he would have stayed 4 years.
Yo, but think about that's a way to keep kids in college too.
But I don't think it's really going to keep any of the. Any of the one it does for basketball are not going to stay. They're going to say, okay, I'm getting this bag. I'm going to the NBA to get a bigger bag.
But for the guys who
the football players go eat. They go eat their whole college career. They have to do all 4 years, so they're gonna eat. But they have to at least do. They're gonna at least do 3 years of the football program. They're gonna at least 3. Most do 4, but they're gonna at least do 3. So they're gonna eat. They're gonna eat well during college.
The quarterback's really about to make bank.
Yeah. That's who gonna eat. The quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the running backs.
The late blooming basketball players will eat because some players don't actually get their numbers up till maybe sophomore, junior year, so they're gonna eat. But
if you're a senior,
but the one and dones is gonna eat regardless.
Yeah.
There's definitely a win for the players, man. It's been a long time.
But this is something crazy because we're seeing athletes come from our community going to HBCUs now, and this gives them even more of an incentive. This gives them, if you're one and done player and you're our descent, you can go to an HBCU like, okay, I always love this team. I don't give a fuck about winning, rocking. I don't give a damn about that. I'm gonna get a bag, and somebody gonna pick me anyway. Somebody gonna pick me. I'm gonna support this school that I always want to go to. I'm gonna support the HBCU because I always want to go there. And whether we win or lose, I'm getting the bag, and I'll get drafted. I know I'm getting drafted.
And that's the other thing.
We got more chance of getting talent.
It opens the door for HBCUs to bring in some talent.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you say, yo, all right, you a 5-star recruit, come to Coppin.
We're gonna get you this endorsement. We're gonna have you get this endorsement.
We're gonna get you a Mondawmin Mall endorsement.
Exactly.
Shit, that bag might be good. Shit, they spending money on Mondawmin.
Build you your own dorm.
We're gonna get you a DTLR endorsement.
Shit, them DTLR endorsements is nice. I ain't gonna lie, those are nice.
You're gonna give you a Popeyes endorsement.
Shit, get to that bag, get to working.
Not if it's at the one at Mondawmin, that motherfucker run out of chicken like it ain't nothing. You like, please.
But no,
a great cookie endorsement.
Get you a great cookie endorsement.
Man, get to that damn bag, man. Get to that bag.
But definitely shout out to all these players out here getting it, man. This has been a long time coming. Hopefully that NCAA recognizes they're wrong and actually give people who are, quote unquote disqualified, giving them their awards back like Reggie Bush.
Back their Heisman.
Man, they gonna hold that shit over that man here forever. Like, look, you won this shit, we ain't gonna give it back. We ain't never give you that shit back. They said we'll give it there. We ain't never giving it back to you.
And some people are still not for it. They still think that the education that they receive is compensation enough, which is fucking bullshit. Because
if I'm a one and done player, I'm not getting education. I'm getting easy classes I can take. I'm barely passing them shits about this bitch. Fuck you mean education?
Like was it Cam Johnson from the Suns?
Mm-hmm.
They said he graduated.
He graduated in 3 years?
Graduated in 3 years.
3 years. Yeah.
He about to finish up his master's.
Yeah.
And I think he said he got a business that he started and all that. You like, wow.
That's great. That's great for that young man. That's great that he actually graduated on. But most stars aren't doing past a year.
Yeah.
Most people that actually get drafted aren't doing past a year. If they're that good, which most people are, they're that good. Unless they get, like I said, barring injury, they're gonna do a year and bullshit throughout that year. And like, look, I'm waiting for the draft.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about none of these classes. I don't give a damn about none of this shit. I'm just trying to get about here.
And that's why it's like, yo, we might as well go to the G League for all that.
Well, I'm glad they had that option open there for the G League.
Yeah.
For high school players, like, look, you got your own team, grind for a year, and get going.
Yeah, go to the G League, make $100,000, get your skills up, You know what I mean? Then you can be listed in the draft the following year.
Yep.
I mean, don't waste your time.
It's a big dub. That's all I can say, man.
It's a big dub. All right, let's when we stand on sports shit, let's get on this Rachel Nichols shit.
Oh man.
Man, she let me just say this.
Tough.
If you've ever taken a class in film or communications that they tell you, your mic is always hot.
Mm-hmm.
Never think your mic is not hot unless it's off of you, and you make sure you cut it off.
Well, see, so apparently with this Rachel Nichols situation, they give you, so when you do these interviews and stuff like that, especially during the pandemic, ESPN gives you a cell phone, and that cell phone is attached to a larger system that can be like a big Zoom call that can be turned off and on. Mm-hmm. And so they said that her phone was turned off and someone turned it on.
Man, that was a hot fucking mic. I don't believe that shit. That was a hot damn mic, and she was saying it was off, man. Because most of the time when you do that shit, they give you the little, all right. Even if, or let's say the phone was off, the phone's over the court anyway. Even if it is off, they cut your fucking microphone on anyway. So just speak like the shit is on, even if it's off. Like speak like the shit is on, because you don't want to get caught in a bad situation.
And I don't think she said anything wrong.
She said some things wrong.
For me, I didn't hear anything that was disparaging or racial or anything like that. I think the issue was more so with ESPN and their inability to manage talent, keep their word. And
well, she took a shot. She basically just said that Maria Taylor only got a job because she's the token black girl, because they needed to really just show off because of their problems with dealing with black people and over the years.
Is that not true?
That
might be true, but
the ESPN part is true, but she did. The woman did earn her position.
Exactly, she's actually talented.
Did she? Did she earn? So apparently, the NBA Finals and the coverage of the NBA Finals is in Rachel Nichols' contract.
Okay.
So if it's in her contract, and ESPN says we're not going to abide by the contract, we're going to do what we want to do, does she not have a grievance?
She does, but that's when you litigate, because that's what litigation is for.
She said she didn't want to do the final.
There are clauses in your contract when you sign them, and when the company goes against that, that's when you get your lawyers involved and you litigate that. You get all the extra money you're supposed to give you. You get to buy your contract out for that shit. You don't go and disperse the other person that's doing that shit.
But she didn't. She did that in a private conversation. Her privacy was in front. She wasn't outwardly having this conversation. She was talking to a personal friend, and the conversation got recorded and it got blasted.
Again,
I talk shit about Baltimore City Public Schools all the time. Right? I talk shit about city schools all the time in my private conversations.
But but that's like the decision you talking about, like with Shakira, with her, like, hey, smoking weed, but she's not supposed to do it, right?
I don't think those two things are the same, because
it's the same thing. It's the same thing, because
if I'm having a conversation,
because you already know that there's always somebody going to be listening. You gotta watch the words that you say, and you gotta know your place and setting some times.
I can't agree, man. Like, if I'm having a private conversation and someone records my conversation and puts that conversation out to the public, I can see if she says something.
Well, how private can it be if you're not in your own home?
No, she was. Her mic was. She was not on that phone. She was having an interpersonal conversation with someone while she was in a hotel room.
Yeah, but the
That's
thing
not her
is, you
home.
gotta think that
That's not her
phone.
home.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about this. You gotta think. You still have to think about that as a hot mic because it's a work phone. You always think about it as a hot mic, even when it because of what it's using for.
So where does it come into now? Mind you, this didn't leak a month. This didn't leak a day or two after it happened. Someone held on to this recording and waited until the NBA Finals dropped to put this out there.
But she still said what she said, though. But I mean, she still said what she said, though.
And listen, if everything that we said was held against,
if a white person says nigga in private, and it still comes out, are you still not gonna feel some type of way?
But that's not what happened. She said, "Yo, the ESPN is trying to take something away that belongs to me." And I understand that they got a.
She can say that. She can say that without trying to disparage Maria Taylor's talent.
Well, no, she said she didn't say Maria Taylor wasn't talented. She didn't say that she didn't earn anything. She said, "I understand that although she's talented, ESPN has a shitty way of dealing with diversity, and they're trying to give it to her to salvage whatever credibility they have with people of color."
Yeah, but that says she got the job because she was black.
Yeah.
She literally just said, "Okay, I understand she might have the talent for it, but they just gave it to her because she's black."
Pretty much.
But is that not what happened?
I don't know. I don't work for ESPN. I don't know if that's what happened.
Maria Taylor's actually talented.
No, I'm not saying she's not talented.
As far as I know, she went through the process and they gave that to her or her own birth. As far as I know, ESPN didn't say, "Oh, we give it to her because she's black."
ESPN.
I might be wrong.
So Rachel Nichols has it written in her contract that she's supposed to be covering the NBA Finals on NBA Countdown.
And that's
in her contract.
And Rachel Nichols should sue ESPN for breaching her goddamn contract.
And she probably is. But she still has the right to have a private conversation with someone and not have it leaked on television or the internet for the sake of trying to stir up some racial contention that's not there.
I don't think she's racist.
Look, hopefully she learned the lesson that the work Zoom phone is always on and keep that shit away from when you talking private conversation. That's all. Think of it as a hot mic, what she should have thought of as the whole damn time. They tell you a hot mic is a hot damn mic. You should think of that as a hot mic because it's never off.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that point.
And that's on her for not taking the precaution and thinking, hey, this is a hot mic. They can turn it on whenever they want to. Let me move this to somewhere else where they can't hear nothing. If I'm going to say something crazy, or if I'm going to have this private conversation, or just say, hey, like put this away where if I do say something, it's like, oh, it's just muffled noises in the background. It's not nothing I'm saying.
I just think it's setting a dangerous precedent when we are recording people's private conversations and then eventually using it as a weapon to disparage and diminish someone's character.
Well, it's not nothing new. It's not like she didn't know that it was a work device. It's not like it was her personal cell phone.
I'm not even just talking about that. I'm just saying.
Well, that's not a new scenario because we've had, like we were speaking about earlier, the Hulk Hogan thing where he was having a private intimate moment and somebody recorded that shit and released it later. You're never private unless you're private. You don't know what devices are up and hot around you. You never know what devices are up and hot around you.
I don't disagree.
What is it? If you have any Amazon device or Google device, like that has Alexa or Google Assistant, those things are hot all the time unless you turn the mic on. Unless you cut the mic off, those things are constantly hot. And the data is constantly available to whoever owns it or anyone that can get into the system and release anything you said, the background noises, all that shit. So anything you say can be hot. The thing is, you have to consider what you're saying, the context you said, and whether the device you have around you will be able to pick up what you're saying. Like she knew that device should have been locked away as soon as she was done her interview. As soon as she was done whatever interview, meeting, whatever, that should have been locked away, put in a separate room, and put there until it was needed again for work. whether it was a microphone pack or a cell phone. Like I said, I don't know which it was, but that's what should have been done. That should have been a protocol. Because you don't want anything that you say not on work time or released through the work method. Because you can have a problem conversation and say, oh, I hate this job, fuck this shit, these managers ain't shit, whatever. And the device you're using is you thought it's off and they cut it off like, oh, what are they saying? Oh, they saying this, they saying that. And you should know to detach that device and move it somewhere else if you want to speak freely.
Agreed. I just also believe that
you're not wrong that you should have the expectation of privacy when you have the private conversation, but not when you're using a work device.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. Not when you're using a work device.
I just think it's I think the crux of the conversation has been shifted to this white woman versus this black woman versus these two women being pitted against each other by a company that's known to have diversity issues.
Look, we know ESPN has shitty because of diversity. We know that ESPN has a shitty diversity problem. We know that the term will keeping talented black people there. We know that they have issues keeping untalented black people there. We know that's a problem for them.
Or the fact that somebody. I mean, I don't even want to do that or even allude to that. But in my mind, what also comes to mind is, there's somebody in Taylor's crew hold on to this, so this could be put out at a certain time because the girl who had the tape is suspended from ESPN.
Well, we don't know who had the tape. We don't know how they got the tape. We don't know how they got it.
No, the young lady, it's a young lady who's cool with Taylor. Mm-hmm. She alerted Taylor about the tape being recorded. This was before it leaked. Instead of going to HR, she went to Taylor. And then that's when it came out.
She's like, look, I'm gonna look out for you. Yeah, don't say nothing. I got you. Like,
and that's what I'm saying. This whole scenario is just shaky and nasty. And rather than it just being or it being a race issue, because I don't see the racial issue there. I see a woman who's been working in the business for over 20 some odd years, having a contract that's written, and she's getting fucked over by some white conservative men. And these white conservative men are using this black woman as a pawn in their game to pretty much fuck over this white woman that don't fuck with them like that.
Well,
that might be the case. That might be the case, but even still, you can't edit what's not already there.
It's a case of corporate espionage right now. Technically, it's corporate espionage. There's secrets whatever being thrown around, whatever. Hopefully, whenever Rachel Nichols, this business with ESPN, they get litigated and put there because they, for what you said, they breached the terms of her contract. So hopefully, she gets her legal team together and they go through her contract and they sue ESPN for whatever they took from her, because what you say she's supposed to get NBA finals, she didn't get that. So she litigates that, goes on her contract, goes to the proper channels to get that handled.
Yeah, because for me,
whether it's settled out of court or actually goes to court, it's going to get handled one way or another.
And for me, I just feel like this whole thing is going to end up with ESPN getting let off the hook. ESPN will not see any of the consequences from what's happening in this scenario. It'll be Rachel Nichols who will face the brunt of the consequence from her comments, but at the same time, ESPN is the reason why this whole scenario even exists.
Man, hopefully the young lady that replaced her, allegedly, I don't know if she was supposed to get this is what I'm hearing, that replaced her to the NBA finals, actually continues to keep her job. Is it impacted any type of way negatively because of this?
100%.
Well, I hope both of them get their situation resolved and everything is done the right way. Don't go behind nobody's back. Don't just leak it all our shit. Like without this third party person did to release this audio, hopefully nothing like that happens again, and everything's handled the way it's supposed to be handled.
Yeah, it's just.
But we'll see if the next year and a half or two. I say year and a half or two because it's gonna take about 6 months for her to get the lawsuit in place, to get everything in order. If she does sue, we probably won't see anything actually announced until maybe September, and then we gotta actually pick a court date and then go through discovery and all that other shit. So in about 2 years we'll see.
God forbid either one of them leaves ESPN.
So in about 2 years, all this will be handled eventually.
Everybody that was over at ESPN is either going to a smaller network and making a lot more money, or going to Fox Sports and getting a lot more exposure.
Hey man, that's the choice you gotta make.
Yeah, man.
Okay, let's go to the next subject real quick. Let's see what we got. UFC 264. Let's stay in sports. Man. That was some of them undercards was fucking fire. Caught up. Oh shit. Oh, where the fuck did the lamb go? Oh shit. Hold up. Let me invite you. Oh, here we go. All right, here you come. There, welcome back. Welcome back.
To your phone.
To turn on your Android phone or tablet, press the power button for a few seconds.
Yeah, see me?
Yeah, we can see your
Over to your phone.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess my laptop overheated for some reason. But back now.
All right, what were we saying?
I was saying, I literally only watched the card that mattered.
Oh, McGregor. All right, let me just say McGregor a bitch. Let me say this. The undercards, the female undercards are fucking phenomenal. The first one, that girl right here bust in, and she need the damn she need like staples and stitches to get that gouge. Get that terrible gouge. The second women's fight, the chick with the blonde hair got her face busted wide open, bloody as shit. A great match. She got her face pounded like some hamburger meat. That shit was woo. Go back and watch that shit. Some of the other cards, the heavyweight dudes, that was over with fast as shit, and I loved it. Knockout. That shit was crazy. Yes, sir.
Tua was a shoey.
Yes, sir.
That was sick, man. He poured beer in the shoes.
The shoe, yeah.
Your boy that poured the beer in the
shoes. Put some hot sauce in there as well. He didn't like it that much.
Man, the other undercards were good. The other undercards were good also. But that main event, bro, was some crazy shit, man.
Regular leg.
Let me just say this. McGregor, the bell saved his ass. If not for his ankle breaking in the bell in that first round, it would have been over fucking with.
That, bro.
Bro, he was getting his ass beat. He was not moving or defending himself.
But bro, it's a 5-round fight.
Bro,
you can get your ass whooped in the first round. As long as you make it through it, you good.
I don't see him recovering from that shit. I don't see him recovering from that. That
a lot of things could have happened. Who knows? The second round comes, Dustin Poirier slips, and he breaks his ankle. Who knows?
No. Tibia and his fibula.
Bro, that was a great match. Hopefully they said they're going to do a rematch. Poirier said, I want a rematch. I want to fight you again. Poirier said, I don't like that. I broke your fucking leg. I want to beat your ass some more. We're going to do a rematch.
He said either it's going to happen in the ring or in the street.
Or the street. He said, I'll whoop the game one way or another. Well, but it's going to be outside the ring or in the ring, but McGregor not going to see the ring at least for a year and a half.
Yeah, I'm about to say
he's definitely out for it. for the year.
He's not going to see the ring for a year and a half. I'm saying a year and a half because it's going to take him a year to actually get his foot healed right, and then maybe half a year to actually go back to the gym. So a year and a half, maybe 2 years, he's going to be inside the.
But when he comes back, I don't think his first fight was going to be Poirier. It's going to be somebody else.
It's not going to be, but he's going to have to see that, man. Unless he retires before then, he's going to see that, man.
Yeah, if I'm McGregor, man, I'm done.
I'm retired.
I'm retired.
I'm done, man.
I mean, he already has all the money.
Think about it. We got what, like $100 million from the Floyd fight. He got like 60 plus million from the damn liquor sale, the sales liquor, whatever.
Yeah.
So he don't need no money. It ain't like he hurting for money.
Said he.
It's his ego, man. He's an ego maniac, and I think that's what drives him. He needs that feeling of, hey, I'm the best. I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. And I don't think he fights with the same passion and drive he had before he made all that money.
If I make $100 million, I ain't fighting with shit. Fuck the designer fight. I don't want to get out of bed no more. Fuck that. I got $100 million. What you mean?
350? If I got 350 in the bank, I'm done.
Hey, some people like some of the greats wish they had like an NBA ring. Nah, the smart ones won $400 million. Fuck the ring.
350.
Keep that ring.
350 is like, like you don't have the same drive to get out and want to go out and kill somebody.
Mind you, he was fighting to get to the 20 million. Once he hit 100 million, it's over with.
It's like, what am I? Come on, man. Justin made what, 6 million?
Yeah,
last night?
I think it was 2 on the front end. I think 3 or 4 on the back end.
Yeah, and what McGregor made what?
McGregor made a bag. McGregor made a big bag.
15, 20.
I think it was like 20 something.
It's like, I'm toast, man. I'm good.
And the real money is in celebrity boxing, not the real shit. To be honest, at this point.
Shit. I'll fight Jake Paul for $2 million.
Shit, I'll fight that nigga for 10,000. Fuck that.
It'll be 30,000. I'll take his ass out. Let's go.
Man, like, yeah. So,
man, that was some wild shit. I can't wait to see what happens next. If I'm McGregor, I'm retiring and I'm opening up gyms in Ireland or whatever, and just training people.
I'm done.
I'm him. I'm just chilling. I'm retiring. I'm done. Yeah. Be like Ronda Rousey. Except for don't go crazy, but
I'm going to the WWE. You get me a bag.
Oh yep.
Oh yeah.
That's spot on. WWE.
Yeah, come on, man.
Or he can just get in the talk show shit. You know what I'm saying?
Ronda went to the WWE and cleaned up, boy.
Hell, she like, look, I'm doing a year or 2 of this. I'm getting pregnant. I'm gone.
No, come on, man.
This is what I respect about Brock Lesnar.
Talk about it.
He did wrestling, and then he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go to real fighting and shit, and make more money, and then go back and make more money."
And the thing was
crazy.
The thing was, the man wasn't bad in the UFC. He just was plagued by injuries.
Yeah,
that's
true.
What was it? I think it was some
type
of internal
Lesnar with injuries, and he also got popped as well.
Got popped that, yeah.
But that's because he did WWE.
That's a WWE shit. That's a WWE holdover. Like they ain't testing for that shit. They're like, fuck, I can still do this shit. But I think it was an intestinal shit he had that fucked him over twice.
Mm-hmm.
The first go around he didn't get surgery. The second go around he was like, I wish I got surgery sooner, and came back too early the second time. If he had stayed out 6 more months, he'd have been good.
100%.
But he tried to rush it. He's like, I need this bag. He just stayed out and just took the rest of the time.
I just need my boy Izzy, my boy Adesanya to come out.
Adesanya. He's supposed to be fighting Robert Whittaker next.
They coming back.
Might be in Australia.
Oh, that'll be good.
All right, let's get into some environmental news real quick. The weather going crazy right now. We got Tropical Storm Elsa, got New York flooded right now. We got forest fires in California and Oregon right now because of the heat. Rated out of control.
We got fire in the water.
And we have the world on fire, looking like a damn post-apocalyptic movie. And Lagos, the Gulf of Mexico, and somewhere else where shit is on fire.
Yeah, there's
last week.
A gas pipeline that's underwater.
Yeah, when I saw that gas pipeline, I thought it was a fucking movie. I was like, all right, what end of the movie? What end of the world movie is this? They're like, no, it's real. I'm like, this shit don't look real. Why only from this certain angle was only 2 boats? Where the fuck the rest of the angle at? Why ain't no hovering shots around that shit? It just looked like a damn what was it animatic just sitting right there with the 2 boats and the ocean is on fire. I'm like, what the fuck shit is this? Like, oh, it's real. It's a Gulf Mexico. I'm like, no, that ain't real. Man. I looked on Twitter. Oh, it's real.
Yeah, I mean, human beings doing human being shit, man.
Why do Lagos look craziest too?
I got a question, DP.
Yep.
So what have you thought about, over the years as far as like how the country has done with race and as far as like police brutality against on black men and women?
Man, we definitely haven't done enough. I hate to beat a dead horse, but it's like nothing's going to change unless we change. Particularly, black people willing to stand up and fight and push the systems of power. We need to also be representative in our own communities. A lot of times we say fuck the police, but on the back end, we'll say stop snitching. Kind of 2 contradictory ideologies. And so, like, a lot of people don't even know that, like, stop snitching is not a concept that's for civilian people. Like, if you in the streets, you shouldn't, if you're not in the streets, you shouldn't be saying stop snitching. Like, stop snitching, the phrase stop snitching, the culture around stop snitching is, if I'm in the streets and I'm doing some dirty shit, and you in the streets and you doing some dirty shit, you can't go and tell on me when I do some dirty shit.
Yeah, you can't just say, hey, knock this nigga off real quick so I can get his block.
You can't be, 2 dirty people can't be telling on each other.
But that's what happens. That's where the snitching comes from.
If you're a civilian and you see somebody that's in the streets that's harming another civilian, you should be telling.
Man,
but
that ain't snitching.
Due to the street culture and climate that has ingratiated itself in our homes, in our communities, in the music, they like, I'll give a great example. There was a family here in the city called the Dawson family, not too long ago, maybe 10, 12 years ago. Young dudes trapping in front of this older woman's house. So she goes outside and she says, if y'all don't stop selling drugs in front of my house, I'm gonna have to call the police. They set her house on fire.
Yeah, I remember that.
And killed everyone that was in the house.
I remember that.
What? Like,
they deserve all the jail time in the world for that shit.
Or here's another great example. Young girl, I think she may have been 7 or 8 years old, young girl Taylor, that was shot and killed in Emerson Village.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She was standing out front of the corner store. Somebody drove past, shot, and killed her. Everybody in the fucking neighborhood knew who did it. Nobody told. Yeah, it wasn't until that person turned themselves in. They felt compelled to go to the police and say that they did it. Otherwise, could have been out here roaming the streets and doing whatever the hell he wanted to do for however long he wanted to, and nobody would have said anything.
That's some real bullshit, because if you're not a street person, you don't live by the street rules. The street rules are for street people, and most of the street people don't live by the street rules. Most of them are snitches and rats, and they say they're against. Most of them are weak cowards. They don't live by the rules they say they want to live by. They're like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. They do all the shit they say they don't do.
Cool. I got a follow-up question to that. So, do you think that that the ideology helps compensates helps fuel the police as far as their deplorable acts within our black neighborhoods?
No. The stop snitching culture, that's our shit. Like, the police don't give a fuck about stop snitching. The police only care about executing their warrants, about locking people up, and about doing whatever it means to get their job done. However, it needs to be done. Some police officers, I believe that most police officers operate in a space of trying to be public servants. But then you have this sort of the dirtiest of the grimiest of police officers who live in this space where it's like they feel like they're above reproach and that they are the law and that they're able to, dictate and control and manipulate and abuse and harm people for the sake of their own ego. And so, I think both things are counterintuitive, right? If you aren't willing to toss all of the bullshit, like for me, I would never say fuck 12. I would never say fuck the police. Because if someone breaks into my shit, I'm calling the police. Just ideally, right? If I leave my apartment today and somebody just comes and breaks in my shit, take my TV, take my sneakers, take off, I'm calling the police. Hello, police. Someone stole my shit.
That might be bro man from upstairs.
Right. I'm not calling the nigga that's standing on the block to fight for my honor. I'm not. And so it's like, I know a lot of great officers that are people of color and that are white that do a lot of effective work in the city, that have relationships and rapport with the people in their community, and that fight the injustices that are happening in our city and fight to protect and serve. And so I think they are a part of a system that is corrupt. And we have to challenge the system, and we have to force the people that are in power to make the significant changes within the system. So dirty, cruddy, grimy, manipulative, nasty officers who are on the force don't get the opportunity to do the bullshit that they do, but then also the officers that are doing right and that are upholding the law and protecting and serving the people, they don't feel isolated or on an island for standing up against the officers that are mistreating people.
Well, it's a terrible system to be reformed because systematically there are individual officers that are good, but systematically there are no good officers because the good officers can't say anything. Right. Because they'll be shut out, they'll be shunned, they'll be like, oh, you a snitch. Oh, even if the officer's killing people, raping people, or whatever, the bad officer will get away with it because it's like, I don't want to have to call for backup and I can't get it. I don't want to have a scene where I need help and I can't get it. Like, think about it was a detective or sergeant a couple of years ago that was about to testify on some corrupt cops in the city, and they say he went to an alleyway in a block back there to help somebody allegedly, and he committed suicide allegedly. Mind you, we know it was another officer to call him back there. They shut that whole block down for a week and wouldn't let residents through while they were investigating. It was on the news and everything. These officers about to do a federal trial against the corrupt cops and got killed. It was like, oh no, it was a suicide. Oh, but then, the law came out. It was another officer to call him there.
Officer Suter.
Yeah, and it was another officer to call him to that back alleyway.
And come to find out, he was a part of the corruption.
Yeah, he was going to catch a deal. He was catching a deal.
Going to take a deal.
Catch a deal to get them out because you can't go. He had to go to the feds because IA, the Internal Affairs, wasn't going to do shit. He had to go to the feds.
Or even with the gun trace task force in the city, right? Like
There was robbing drug dealers selling drugs back. How you steal my pack and sell it back to me?
No, going in, pulling people over, taking their addresses off of their IDs, and when they're not home, going into their houses and stealing their shit. like just unconscionable shit, bro.
They was hitting stash houses and civilian houses like this. We getting all this shit. We need it all. Let me get that. Let me get that.
Unconscionable shit. We just like the audacity of these things.
The disrespect.
And they were untouchable for a good long while because what happened to them? Of course, they all got arrested. They're all doing jail time now. Not a lefty sentence of jail time. They're doing jail time now. But
and the one was the one black officer. Yo cut a deal and told on everybody.
Like, he's like, shit, I
gotta do time. My boy walked in there like Nino Brown. It's bigger than Nino Brown. It's bigger than Nino Brown.
Oh yeah.
You see the light-skinned brother sitting right there?
But we need a full reform of the system, of the whole policing system, because it wasn't set up to be what it is now. It was set up to be slave catchers. That's literally where this came from.
Oh yeah, the police were literally designed to go out and find, retrieve, and return escaped slaves.
It's their property.
Yeah. And also, they were violating niggas' rights too. Because if you was free and you had papers,
they will snatch your ass like fuck their papers. Come on back.
Papers, what paper?
You know, legally the police have no right to protect you, right? Have no reason to protect you, right?
It's this whole.
It's the Supreme Court said the police have no obligation to protect you as a citizen when you're in danger. They can protect property, they can protect things, but they don't have to protect you.
I was listening to Roland Martin, and he had a gentleman.
Love that brother.
Who was talking about the Juneteenth.
Mm-hmm.
And how the Juneteenth as a holiday is historically inaccurate. And that Juneteenth, the actual final or last day that the 13th Amendment was ratified amongst states that were upholding slavery that were not a part of the Union, was December 6th, 1865.
Damn.
And that many of, I like even just this whole perspective that like, when Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, that it freed all slaves. No, it didn't. It freed all the slaves that were not a part, or that freed all the slaves that were in states that were not a part of the Union. So if you lived in Maine or Massachusetts or Delaware, you could still have slaves. Like that's a very or even like this gentleman that was talking, he was talking about how certain states didn't ratify the 13th Amendment until like late. Like I think if I'm not mistaken, it's either Delaware or Kentucky. He said didn't ratify the 13th Amendment until 1997. And Georgia didn't ratify the 13th Amendment until 2013.
Dang, it's crazy.
So it's like, like our whole concept of history and like, these fucking holidays and like how we perceive like the world.
There's too many hidden gems, man. Too many hidden gems.
It's like,
There's so much, deceivery and it's nasty. It's real nasty.
Very nasty.
It's like, come on, bro. Like we have to get to a point where we start like really, really looking at like how we consume information, um, what ultimately is important to us, like even the things that we care about, like I really had to take a step back and start thinking about like, what do I really genuinely care about? Like, what do I really genuinely value? What is of importance to me? And the things that are of importance to me, kind of holding those things close and practicing a value system that allows those things to feel cherished and celebrated and understood. And the things that I genuinely don't care about, just not allowing those things to even get in my airspace.
That's a good sentiment to have. That's a good
Focus on the
outlook to have.
positivity, not the negativity. I
Yeah,
understand.
man, it's exhausting when you think about like just how like we're now to a point where people genuinely don't, a lot of people don't care about anything. Here we go. Kentucky, my fault. I said it wrong. Delaware, 1901 was when they ratified uh, the 13th Amendment. Kentucky, 1976. Mississippi, 1995, but then it was certified in 2013. Um, it's just weird, man.
It is weird.
Like people genuinely don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
My question to you now is, how do we create that change, or maybe not necessarily change? How do we progress as a community to get to a point where we're thriving economically, culturally, um, technology wise? How do we advance in our community?
it's going to sound so cliche, but be the change that we want to see, you know, and be forward thinking, be invested, be open minded. We still got, brothers and sisters in the community that's so caught up about LGBTQIA plus issues that they like, oh, I don't want to work with them because they're gay. It's like, nigga, who cares? Are they black? Are they productive members of our community? Are they helping to change our community for the better? Then why does it matter? Why are we are, and I don't like to talk about people's religious ideologies and stuff like that, but for people of color, for black people in a country where religion was fed to us, where most of us don't even, we have no kind of social, emotional, cultural connection to the continent that we originated from, other than the shit that we see on TV and the traditions that people have tried to recreate. We are some of the most judgmental people, where we want to be free, we want our rights to be respected and understood, and we want to be held up, but then we were so willing to shit on somebody who is different than us, or doesn't want to, or doesn't practice the same religion as us. Who gives a shit if I go to church every Sunday? If I'm giving back to my community, empowering young people to make a change, show me some love, show me some respect. I'm gonna do the same for you. And we have to get out of that, man, where we're so attached to these things that ultimately, when that brain stop functioning and your soul leave your body, it won't matter. It won't matter about the car you drove. It won't matter about the sneakers that you wear on your feet. It won't matter about the money that's in your pocket. All that people will remember is what you did, how you treated the people. Yo, there's a saying, it goes, people, you should be remembered by how you treat the people who could do nothing for you. How do you treat the people that can't give you anything? They can't put $1 in your pocket. They can't offer you an opportunity. You can't have sex with them. You can't get anything from them. How do you treat them? And that's how I live my life. Yo, I give back at every single opportunity that I can. Because at the end of the day, when I'm gone, I want my kids to be able, and anybody that I impacted to be like, damn, yo, he was a good dude, man. He did right by people. You know, he wasn't perfect. He wasn't always the nicest guy. He didn't always have his head on straight. But when he figured it out, he set the world on fire, man. He was doing it to the death. And that's how we should approach it, man. Like, I just see people, yo, and we so selfish and kind of shut off and wearing this, I got to get the bag. I got to get to the bag. It's about the bag. And it's like, all right, what your lonely ass going to do with that money? Like, really, like, how many pairs of Yeezys can you buy? How many cars can you drive? How many wigs can you buy? Nothing. Not enough of it will fill a void. But you could touch a young person's life, man. You could, volunteer at a shelter, or, one thing that I wanted to do is I want to start working with elderly people. Like, I want to be able to absorb all that knowledge and information, man. It's like, and they some of the people that need the most love.
World need.
Come on, man.
Very true.
Yo, it's a song I listen to daily. It's by Stevie Wonder. It's called Love is in Need of Love Today. And it's one of those songs, man, that when you listen to it, it's really just about like, yo, whatever you're experiencing in your own life, somebody got it worse.
100%.
And it's every day that you wake up is just another opportunity to impact somebody and show them some love. And I just feel like that's what we need to do. We need to take a step back, take a step out of ourselves, and really start looking at other people, what they need, how we can encourage them. And you never know, the opportunities that you may create for somebody today will be a door that open up for you tomorrow.
Very well said. Go ahead, bro.
Let's do 2 more topics and we wrap it up. All right. Let's talk about Juvenile Back That Ass Up remix, Vex That Ass Up. What are y'all thoughts on this shit? I want to hear y'all thoughts.
Girl, you looks good, won't you?
Vex that ass up. Yes, hey! Let's hear what y'all thoughts on this shit. Let's go.
White people ruining another hip hop classic.
Yeah, man. I can't see it. I can't hear it. That's the unfortunate part. I'm tired of these remakes. They got with it. Enough with the madness. I understand the little cheesy gimmicks. This is like, don't you know pop singers who can't sing, and then saying they got the engineers in the back to make the most fucking whack ass, cheapest song. That's who made the song. Well, this version. Like, come on, dog. Not like that. Not like that.
I feel like Juvenile sold us out for a check, man.
Yeah.
Man, Juvenile made fresh, got that big, but that all money ain't good money. All money is not good money, man. They ruined a classic song right there. Of course, I don't listen to classic. But they ruined their reputations with that song and by doing that. I understand the message behind it, trying to get more people to get vaccinated, but it had to be a better way. It had to be a better way to do that shit.
And they had a partnership with the Black dating app.
Oh yeah, Black.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Yeah, no, that shit was trash as a no for me, dog. Get that shit the fuck out. I don't want to hear that shit. And I heard the person, I don't want to hear that shit again.
Then they
that's terrible, bro. That's terrible.
Then they added Mia X to the remix.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Go ahead, DP. Do the remix.
She said, if you want to have sex with a guy named Scott, then go get the shot.
Are you serious? No, you live, bro.
I swear, that's the ending of the song, bro.
I'm gonna go listen to the whole song, ladies. I only see the clip on Twitter. I'm gonna go listen to the whole damn song. Damn, bro. Damn.
Go get the shot.
They sold out for that shit. That man must have been mighty big to get them to sell out for that damn. So that must have been a mighty big bad the government dropped. That must have been a crazy bad government drop for that shit. Again, I would have did it.
And it went viral, so they getting the bag off the TikTok and
I would have did that shit, but hey, that's just me. I would have morally compromised my work like that, but hey, that's just me.
No way, not a chance.
That is
shout out to Juvenile, man.
Crazy, man. Crazy,
shout out to Juvenile, Money Fresh, Mia X, Mia X, college professor over Loyola University in what's that? Loyola University in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Shout out. Let's
come on, man. You know what to end it with.
What should we end it with? We got a couple things we can end it with. What we going to end it with?
Your man inviting the niggas to pull up to his house.
Oh yeah. We're gonna do two more. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it. We're gonna end it on something that's positive, and that's new to where we go do that. We can do that. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Before we start actually recording this, me and DP had a conversation about this viral moment that was all over the internet this past week, where this white gentleman was having an argument with his black neighbor.
Oh yeah.
And he invited, this gentleman was screaming racial slurs and obscenities at his neighbor, saying, "Here's my address. Pull up, you fucking niggers." And guess who pulled up the next day? The fucking niggers.
Yes.
Some niggas on the south side.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Mind you, this gentleman was doing this in front of the police officers, threatening this man, saying fuck you, nigga. We'll want your monkey ass around here doing all this shit, talking cash shit. And the police officer's like, "Go home, John. Go home. Get out of here. Go home, bro."
Yeah, get those niggas from around here. Blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know,
niggas pulled up 24 hours later. It was at his house. Like, "Oh, you want the smoke? We got for you, brother. Come on outside. We just want to talk. Well,
see what's up. They pulled up, man. It was like last year, with Vince's crap. Yep. They was out there religiously for like damn a week or two protesting that, man.
They was out there for 2 weeks. They made sure it was out that bitch for 2
my boy
weeks.
Vince thought he was slick. Yo was selling crabs out the football stand. Boy was he's like, "Yo, if you want some you want some crabs, come meet me at the snowball stand. I got you."
Oh man.
Yeah.
Those niggas out there still getting the crabs from this.
Yeah, man. I'm just like, all right, bro.
They must be getting the mean deal.
Yo, I need
$30 for 5 bushels.
Yo, I need a bushel for $12, B.
What you gonna say? No,
right?
No.
You gonna say no?
That gentleman was eventually arrested for bias and intimidation of a person and some other shit and terroristic threats and some other shit like that. But yeah, the dude deserved to go to jail. I was probably taking that long to arrest his ass. Of course, people was throwing water bottles and tomatoes and shit at the man as he was leaving his house.
My boy had the Domino's pizza.
They stole his pizza. They're like, no, fuck that. You don't get no pizza. Man. Okay, and mind you, before this happened, before he got arrested, he went out and said, "Oh, that's not me. I wasn't in the right state of mind. That's not what I'm like. I'm good with all the rest of my black neighbors. It was just you in that moment." I'm like, what? Like, what you mean that's not you? Or that must have been the MK Ultra program right there. CIA must have activated that MK Ultra program. Like, oh, turn them racist real quick. Let's do that. Like, no, that's you, brother. That's all you. That's you all the time. That's not who I am.
Not who I am. That's the MAGA me. That's not. Yeah. That's not. That's MAGA man. That's not me.
That was the
Man, these people keep thinking that it's sweet out here. It's not sweet out here.
It's
not sweet out here. We will pull up. You want the smoke? We'll give you the smoke, man. Oh, this man was like, "Oh, ain't nobody gonna pull up more me. Ain't nobody gonna pull up more me."
People got time, and people not afraid to pull up.
No, they not. No, they are not.
Not afraid to pull up at all.
But go ahead.
I would say I hope this man learns his lesson while he's doing that jail time. He might not get jail, he might get probation or whatever. But hopefully he learns his lesson to not provoke people and not be so racist and intolerant in the neighborhood. When people are not bothering you, they're just chilling. The man was chilling in his own house and he got harassed on his front steps by his neighbor. Like, what kind of shit is that?
Even more, he's just an idiot for even just doing shit in your neighborhood,
right?
Where your house is. And it's just so fucking stupid.
The man doxed himself, and it was hilarious.
Such a for failure.
Yeah, man. Hopefully these people will never learn. But hopefully one day they'll learn a lesson.
Hopefully they take his example, man.
There's some of the good. Plus evils of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they can, right the wrongs.
Right.
All right. Let's end on a happy note as far as cinema-wise. Last weekend we had we finally got a brand new Marvel movie after a year of not seeing any Marvel films. We got Black Widow. It got 250 million worldwide, including Disney Plus. People buying that shit.
Tim, you look underwhelmed.
That
I haven't seen it yet.
That's a great number for a film that was only went out for the weekend. Mind you, it won't be a full week until I think Friday, because I don't think they're gonna count the Wednesday release date. Because I don't think it actually hit theaters Wednesday. I think it hit.
It hit theaters Thursday.
Thursday.
Yep.
So they won't count the Wednesday numbers that they got for the theaters. They'll just count the Thursday on. So it won't be a week until I think Friday won't technically be a week. So those are good numbers for being like 2 days of being out, 2-3 days of being out for real.
Have you seen it already, Warren?
I saw that Wednesday, brother.
Oh yeah, I saw it Thursday evening. It was good.
I'll give a non-spoiler review of it. It connected to some older films. It gave you some insight into an event that was mentioned a lot in the other films. Budapest gives you insight. For people that want to know what that mystery is, this movie is good.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does it talks about anything that's going to happen in the future? Or
I haven't got to that. I haven't got to that yet.
What? No, I just asked you the question.
Okay. As the credit expands on what's currently going on.
Does it have anything to do with Loki?
Yes.
As the credit expands on what's currently going on. If you're watching the shows, it's expanded on what's currently going on in the universe.
With Loki, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It connects back.
Okay.
It also gives you more of her character during another film where you're like, oh, where was she at doing this? And it shows you how she got to that film. I'm not going to say what film it is, but if you watch the movie, you know what movie I'm talking about. It expands the family dynamic in her circle, which is great. You see the trailers, you know what we're talking about. I'm not going to say anything.
Does it show more of her personality?
Yes.
Yes. It's a split movie because it's about Black Widow, but if you know anything, you know there's more than one Black Widow. Let me just say that. Let me just say, if you know anything, it's more than one Black Widow. It expands on the collective that is Black Widow.
Yeah, and
that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to give any.
It's kind of dark. It's a darker movie.
It's a grittier movie like Winter Soldier. It's not a comedy, but there are comedic moments.
Yeah. It gives you like those winter.
It's more of a Winter Soldier vibe. It's more if you like the thriller action pack of the Winter Soldier, you're gonna like this. It's more in that vein than like the comedies like Ant-Man or The Last Store or something like that. But it does have comedic moments.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more. It's a little darker than Winter Soldier, but slightly, not by a lot, but slightly, because of the subject matter.
I have a question. Is it a movie that you would take a baby mother to?
I don't know. I don't know.
I thought if on a scale of 1 to 10, I gave it a 7.
It's a solid 7.5. I'll give it
7. Okay.
It's not the best movie in the world, but it's nowhere near Thor: The Dark World or Iron Man 3.
I'm ready.
It's better than Captain Marvel.
Oh, bet I gotta see it.
It's better than Wonder Woman 84, and that movie was garbage.
Way better than Captain Marvel. I'll tell you that.
It is better than Captain Marvel. I'll give it that. It is better than Captain
The action alone.
The action is top notch. The action is top notch. If you're an action head, you will see this.
The acting kind of brought it down, but the action is top notch. Like some of the best.
Put Black Widow on the Avengers video game.
The accents aren't. They're in and out. They're in and out. Let's say that their accents are in and out. Some of them are okay. Most of them are terrible. But it's a solid action movie. It's a good Marvel movie.
They sound like Texas Germans.
Like I said, it connects to other movies in the MCU franchise perfectly, and it gives you more insight into where she was doing some of these movies. When she does, if you don't see her, you see what she is, and it's a good thing. It connects to a couple of movies in the franchise, so it's good. Again, without spoiling anything, the Antichrist connects to the rest of the world. You're watching all the current shows like Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision. It connects to them perfectly, and I love the way it did it. Even though this is supposed to drop before those, this connects perfectly to those worlds.
Right.
And you will see if you stay for after credits, you will see that. And yeah,
it's better than Fast 9.
Yeah, I heard Fast 9 was.
Fast 9 was just mindless drivel, which it was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be anything great.
Well, I mean, what could we expect when rest in peace, Paul Walker, and I'm saying.
Yeah, they went from like being like these kind of like street racers with a lot of grit, and
they stopped being street racers and fast forward to soft reboot.
It's like now they fucking like. They are the Avengers 2.0. Like
they've been the Avengers since Fast 6.
You're like, yo, what is this?
It was a fast movie. Let me say that it was a fast movie. The stakes were high. The plot was predictable if you know the fast movies. But it was a mindless popcorn film that you wanted to be. It's nothing new. It's nothing ground shaking. There are homages in the movie. There are
a lot of good returns.
There is a quasi return towards the end, and I'm not gonna spoil what that is. But if you see the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
It's like a real return, and then there's a quasi return.
There's a quasi return, and there is there's a lot of reunions. I said there's a lot of reunions.
Yeah.
And Fast 10 is on the way. Fast 10 is on the way.
Bow Wow's in it.
Yeah, he really drove the ratings.
Man, that man got that. I would just say that man is going to be back for the next one, and I'm happy for him to be getting that bag.
Oh man, come on, Bow Wow.
Shout out to the Fast and Furious.
Shout out to Fast 9, man.
The Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, the whole Marvel franchise. Definitely anticipating more Marvel movies, especially.
Yes, sir. We got 3 more to go. 3
more Doctor Strange too.
Spider-Man.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Black Panther 2 coming out next year as well. So these are some top-notch movies that are, on the horizon.
Okay, even though the theaters are open, I suggest people stay away from the theater. We don't want any people going in, even though they have the protocols in place. It's cool that the theaters are open, but I suggest people stay away from the theaters because we don't need any more people being in close contact like that.
Right.
Because people will overcrowd the theaters, even though they have the things in place. People will still sit in whatever seat they want to sit in.
I've been in the theaters 3 times in like the past 2 weeks. Each time I went, it wasn't packed. Like people
that might just be here then, because I've seen a couple packed theaters out the county.
Oh yeah, I was at what's that? Arundel Mills. All 3 times Arundel Mills, and it was still like it wasn't overcrowded. Yeah, it was a good time.
That's good. I've seen White Marsh packed. I've seen security had bad people in there. Osmos was cool. Wasn't a lot of people there, but people are.
But the gist of it is that we still need a social.
We still got social distancing. Even if you all go to, I'm on the things, but people are going.
Yeah, they still got seats blocked off and all of that. So. You can still safely social distance.
Reserve private.
Reserve your seat. Reserve your theater. Yeah, reserve your theater. We'll be extra safe.
Completely. So
spend that $250. Reserve that theater.
Come on,
man. Well, I just want to thank you, DP, man, for showing up.
Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all allowing me to.
Thank you. You're a great man. We're extremely humbled and thankful for you joining us today, man.
Of course, man. And whenever y'all need me to come through, if y'all want me to come through, man, just say the word.
Man, you always invited, bro. Always invited, man. And I just want to thank the YouTube viewership and everybody who's been supporting the Simply Awesome podcast, man. We've been going on for about 1.5 years now, man. Yes, ups and downs, struggles, but we're still here giving you guys the most current news, and we're trying to, give you guys the real and give you people who have great minds and who contribute in the world, maybe not just here in Baltimore, but out here in totality. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to DP. We're thankful to have him on here, and thank you, Royal, being my co-host. And I pat myself on the back, for. Creating the thing, But
okay, shout Australia, shout New Zealand, shout the ISS space station. We see y'all listening out there in space. Yes, sir. We get you.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you, everybody internationally. So much love and support. We're gonna give you guys more content, week in, week out. Just stay tuned. Again, guys, stay safe, stay prayed up. Again, we're still in the pandemic. So please take precaution, wherever you travel. Make sure you have your hand sanitizer, social distance, wear your mask, do all those necessary steps so you can stay safe, keep everybody safe as well.
Yes.
All right. Any more closing remarks? Going once? Going twice? Also, DP, give out your socials where people can reach you at and all those good things.
Twitter, Instagram, the Wave God P. I am doing I have a Amazon wish list for people who want to contribute to stuff from my classroom this coming school year. It's in the bio. If you want to support, donate. I mean, show love.
I'm most definitely
Appreciate
show
it.
love, man. Thank you for coming through, man. We definitely want to support you as well. And man, shout out to you and everything that you do for here, especially here in Baltimore City, man, with your great mind and helping the educational system as well.
Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all.
Right, man. Let's get it, man. This is Simply Awesome Podcast, man. Let's go. Deuces.
Peace.